Welcome to my channel. This video will bring you the ranking of the world's top 10 advanced fighters. Number 10. MiG-31BM. The MiG-31BM is the contemporary model of the MiG-31 interceptor, which bureaucracy, the spine of Russia's air defenses. The upgraded MiG-31BM obtained a ground assault capability and have become a real multifunction fighter. A mission to upgrade Russian interceptors to the MiG-31BM trendy changed into launched in 2010. By way of 2017, a total of 110 planes have been reportedly upgraded. This upgrade allowed to extend provider life of older aircraft for at least another 15 years. It's Miles' plan that all operational MiG-31s can be upgraded. This plane is able to undertake long-range interception, precision strike and defense suppression obligations. Each cockpits feature advanced presentations, permitting the team to installation precision-guided munitions. This fighter has a high pace, altitude and rate of climb, but it sacrifices maneuverability for you to acquire these abilities. The MiG-31BM is most of the quickest manufacturing aircraft. It is able to reach a most velocity of up to 3,000 km per hour. Number 9. F-15 fighter. The F-15 Eagle is a resin-constructed air superiority fighter designed to penetrate enemy defense. Even though now in service for over 30 years, it remains a powerful warplane. This aircraft scored extra than 100 air kills and is taken into consideration some of the most successful cold struggle generation fighters. The F-15 is equipped with weaponry and electronics, enabling it to stumble on, gather, song and attack enemy aircraft, even as working in enemy-controlled airspace. This fighter carries a wide variety of air-to-air missiles and is extraordinarily maneuverable. Also, it has robust excessive pace maneuverability. Through changes and upgrades, the F-15 has been constantly advanced. The F-15 Eagle is still in service with the U.S. air pressure and is expected to stay operational at the least till 2025. This plane has been exported to Israel, Japan, and Saudi Arabia. Number 8. Su-35. The Su-35 multi-role fighter is an extensively developed version of the Su-27. It is being presented for export as an alternative for the Su-27 and MiG-29 opponents. In 2012, it has been adopted with the aid of the Russian Air Force. Developers refer the Su-35 as 4++ technology fighter. It's far a completely fast and especially maneuverable fighter with very lengthy range, high altitude capability, and heavy armament. It poses a superb danger to Western 4+ generation warring parties. The Su-35 is usually an air superiority fighter. However, it has secondary air-to-floor functionality. This aircraft can carry enormous amount of weapons. It has 12 wing and fuselage hardpoints and may carry ordnance with a most weight of up to 8,000 kilograms. Its huge and effective engines supply it potential to supercruise for a long time. Additionally, its engines permit to reach supersonic speeds without the use of an afterburner. Engines have a three-dimensional thrust vectoring and make this aircraft very maneuverable. But Russia nevertheless lags behind inside the improvement, acquisition, and employment of a number of the modern-day technology. Currently, the brand new Sukhoi Su-57, previously known as PAK-FA, stealthy multi-role fighter was advanced in Russia and reached initial production. First operational aircraft were deliberate to be brought to the Russian Air Force in 2018. Number 7. Rafale fighter. The Rafale is in service with the French Air Force and Army. This versatile fighter has some very modern avionics systems. Measures were also taken to reduce the radar steering portion of the aircraft. The aircraft is very maneuverable. The Rafale can align 4 targets and fire at 4 targets simultaneously. The aircraft could keep pace with the most advanced variants of the Yankee F-16. The Dassault Rafale will shape the cornerstone of French air power well into the 21st century. Number 6. F-18F fighter. The Super Hornet is currently the most successful multi-role fighter for the U.S. military. It is well within miles of the aircraft supplier and can attack every air and ground target. The Giant Hornet is also supplied to Australia as the main fighter. The F divided by a -18E divided by F is a larger, more powerful derivative of the F divided by a -18C divided by D Hornet. The extraordinary Hornet is equipped with a new engine. It has additional hardpoints to carry more missiles. This aircraft has a longer variety due to greater internal gas storage. The famous Hornet also has advanced avionics. Some steps have been taken to reduce the radar-moving part of this aircraft. Number 5. Eurofighter Typhoon Fighter. In 1986, the Eurofighter Consortium became formed by means of Germany, Italy, the United Kingdom and, later, Spain, to develop a brand new multi-position combat plane, optimized as a past visual variety interceptor with a secondary floor assault functionality. This plane carries advanced ECU-designed missiles. It is outfitted with a totally current and complete avionics package. It is claimed that Storm is one-half as combat effective because the American F-22 Raptor. Its miles an approximate estimate, however plainly Hurricane is advanced to the F-15. French Rafale, evolved Russian Su-27 editions, and lots of different plane. The Eurofighter Storm will form the cornerstone of EU air energy until properly into the 21st century. Number 4. Su-57 Fighter. The Su-57 is a new Russian fighter plane. It commenced life of the PAK-FA, or Future Frontline Plane System. In 2017, this aircraft obtained a ordinary Su designation. This new stealthy plane became designed meant to replace getting older MiG-29 and Su-27 fighters. It could be visible as a Russian solution to America F-22 Raptor. Development of this plane started in 2001. A prototype changed into Found Out and made its first flight in 2010. It became planned that during 2018 a first batch of 12 pre-manufacturing opponents could be delivered to the Russian Air Force. In fact, in 2018 multiple pre-manufacturing Su-57 opponents had been deployed in Syria. Full-scale manufacturing became planned to start in 2019. Even though in 2019 there was a first known crash of the Su-57. This new stealth fighter crashed throughout a Czech flight after the control systems have failed. This can come to be a setback into mass production of this Russian stealthy fighter. In 2022, it was announced that handiest 2 Su-57 fighters to the Russian Air Force during the year. Russian Air Force has a requirement for as much as 150 to 200 of these new multifunction opponents. Deliveries were planned to be completed by 2028. Even though it's miles unclear if the Russians will complete this goal on time because of sanctions imposed on Russia. At the start, it changed into idea that the Su-57 is a stealthy air superiority fighter. However, it grew to become out that this aircraft has a secondary ground attack functionality and may interact surface goals. Regardless of being referred as a fifth-era fighter, there are a few critical doubts about it. As some U.S. Army officers refer the Sukhoi PAK-FA only as advanced fourth-era fighter. Russia still lags behind in the development, acquisition and employment of a number of the contemporary technologies. Though the Sukhoi Su-57 absolutely has reduced radar move section and a number of other enhancements over the current Su-35 multi-role fighter. Large inner weapon bays are installed in tandem among the engines. This fighter has 10 inner and 6 external hardpoints for diverse air-to-air, air-to-floor, anti-radiation missiles, and even guided bombs. There are also 2 side bays for brief-range air-to-air missiles. It is believed that this plane will carry as much as 7,500 kilograms of ordnance. That's a good-sized quantity of weapons. Number 3. J-20 The Chengdu J-20 is the brand new China stealth fighter. It became designed to compete in opposition to fifth-era fighters, which include the United States F-22 Raptor and advanced fourth-era warring parties, including the Russian Su-57, previously called PAK-FA. It is speculated that development of the J-20 became assisted by the Russian MiG Aviation Organization. Low-fee preliminary production of this stealthy plane started in 2015. First operational J-20 stealthy warring parties had been delivered to Chinese Language Air Force in 2016. This stealthy fighter became formally adopted with the aid of China's Air Force in 2017. During the last decade, China has taken an extra transparent technique to its army programs. Still, even though there's little official facts on this plane, the brand new J-20 is a medium and lengthy range air superiority fighter, which might also have a secondary ground assault capability. The new Chinese language warplane is a sophisticated fourth technology fighter, rather than a real fifth-era fighter. This Chinese language fighter has two huge internal weapon bays for lengthy variety air-to-air missiles and two small facet hooked-up weapon bays for quick-range air-to-air missiles. Missiles are saved in these weapon bays so as to reduce the radar move phase. It additionally has big gas tanks for lengthy range missions. It carries greater gasoline and weapons than the Yank F-22 Raptor. Moreover, this plane is able to excessive velocity operations. Number 2. F-35 fighter. The F-35, additionally called the Lightning II, is a brand new multi-role fighter. Considered one of its versions, the F-35 begun initial operational capability with the U.S. Marine Corps in 2015. The F-35 became evolved below a Joint Strike Fighter application, which became supposed to replace existing plane sorts with a commonplace fighter. In the close-to future, the F-35 will update the AV-8B, A-10, F-16 and F/A-18 warplanes in provider with the U.S. Navy. Additionally, it's far being exported to a number of international locations. The F-35 has a configuration just like that of Lockheed Martin's very own F-22 layout, however it's far slightly smaller and has one engine in place of two. It exploits stealth generation, which reduces its radar go segment and makes it tougher to come across. This multi-function fighter can carry out on-air defense missions, close air aid and tactical bombing. It's miles like-minded with the modern-day air-to-air and air-to-ground missiles. This plane is proposed in three main variants, which include the F-35A conventional takeoff and touchdown aircraft, F-35B quick takeoff and vertical touchdown aircraft, and F-35C carrier-based aircraft. Those variations share a number of their components a good way to preserve improvement, production, and servicing costs low. This plane makes use of the most effective fighter engine ever developed. An Israeli model of the F-35, the F-35I, became used in opposition to targets in Syria. These stealthy warring parties attacked targets that had been near Russia's military bases in Syria. Moreover, Russia's maximum capable air defense systems, along with the S-300 and S-400, could not damage any of the Israeli F-35s. Number 1. F-22 fighter. The F-22 Raptor air superiority fighter is sort of invisible to radars. This aircraft includes a powerful array of weaponry. It is the maximum superior and maximum luxurious production fighter aircraft up to now. Lots of sensors and avionics of this plane continue to be labeled. This superior plane was adopted in 2003. It became in no way offered for export clients, even different allies and NATO countries. Presently, it's miles the exceptional fighter aircraft ever built. Engines of the Raptor allow the aircraft to supercruise over long stages, while thrust vectoring nozzles, blended with a triplex fly-by-way of twine flight managed gadget, make it exceptionally maneuverable. Requirement for a brand new fighter become issued within the early 80s, which might update the F-15 Eagle. USA designed this aircraft so that it will restore a technological side which the US had loved for many years over Russians and other Western international locations. It was particularly eroded in the mid-80s when Russians added a completely capable Su-27 air superiority fighter that could meet the F-15 Eagle on identical phrases and MiG-29 multi-role fighter. The F-22 started out lifestyles as a sincere air superiority fighter. However, considering that its advent, this plane lacks an impressive air chance from different international locations combatants. Later it evolved toward the multi-position fighter, as ground attack functionality turned into introduced.